things got kind of hectic and busy, and I actually took a break from Global War since it seems to be very hard to get a consistent group of players to stick around at the times they will stick around at. Um, I have been keeping an eye on the subscribers and the comments on my channel, so I have noticed that a recent change has made a lot of these models disappear. As you can see, I've loaded up in single player. I don't fully understand how tabletop works, but all the models do load for me. We're looking at the Japanese here right now. You can see the updated color scheme I have given to things. Um, I still don't really know where all these models come from, and haven't been able to find out from anyone where they do. If anyone does know where these come from, uh, link it to me. I would really love to be able to find some sort of horse or cavalry for the actual cavalry units. Just something to change it up a little bit. Um, so, if we do look at the models, though, I do notice that the location where they came from, this Dropbox location, is no longer valid if I paste it into my web browser. So that's probably why they're not working for anybody. So I have done some research into why that is, and apparently the original host no longer is hosting them anymore. And I get all these from the Axis and Allies mod. So what I'm gonna have to do is basically I'm gonna have to go through and delete everything we have on the board, um, and find the new updated links to those various models. And basically, I'm gonna have to start from scratch. I also can't see what is missing myself. Um, so it's probably gonna have to be a trial and error sort of thing where I just copy the location of everything, paste in my browser, and see if it works. And if it doesn't, I'll have to go open up tabletop in a second window and go from there. So time frame on that, well, that's hard to say. I mean, it's going to take several hours to do, to find everything that's missing and replace it. I mean, I'm going to literally have to replace all these units, which takes a couple hours itself. If I don't do it correctly, I'm going to have to go back through and find all these colors I'm using again as well. So basically, it's going to be a royal pain in the ass. But since I don't seem to be interested in playing this, I will do my best in the next week or two to try and get all of this fixed. As you can see, I had updated the colors for all the different types of units. That way, there's more of a visual aid instead of mousing over to see what everything is. Um, Try to keep certain things consistent. Uh, but if anyone who has tried to mod these themselves can tell you, tabletop is not the easiest thing to do. Like, I would love to be able to paint these their actual uniform colors, but it doesn't work quite that way. So I do have all these models. And when I do this, I know people will complain, but I'll probably only really do Russian, American, and German looking units. Um, I personally am never zoomed in this close to the board to actually see what actual unit I'm actually interacting with. I'm more, typically when I play, depending on the area I'm in, I may be like, at this level, looking at things, moving things around. So I can't tell that those are the different models. Um, which may make things easier because I may use. Well, let's see what kind of models do we have. I may use. I think all the allied ones are all these units anyway. Oh no, they look like they're a little bit different. Or is that just the coloring? You can see the seats more. No, I think they are different. So I may use, say, this type of unit for the cavalry, and these ones for the mech and motorized with the The little additions. Russians will stay the same. What are we using up here? We're using up the allied ones. I could even maybe even use the armored car as well. So I'm probably gonna tool around a little bit. So there won't be as much variety. Uh, but I mean that's really just because it's gonna be a lot easier. It'll be a lot easier for you guys to load this game. I know there's like 2,000 units or something when you load, and people with slower connections have an issue with that. So hopefully by reducing the actual amount of different units that get loaded, it may make things easier for you guys. All right. So I think that about wraps it up for this little video, just to give you guys an update on where things are and where I am. Um, Please either send me email or comment on these videos on what you would like me to showcase or go over, or if I'm doing things incorrectly or go over something wrong. Um, Getting feedback helps me produce more videos, makes me actually want to do so more than normal, and uh, makes the content stuff that you guys actually want to watch. So yeah, just let me know, and I'll do my best to do that. When I do get all these models and everything up, I'll probably come back with another video on this game. And I'll go over the board and the layout and what everything is. Because some of you are probably looking at this and you're wondering what this little pile of white units is with the sort of random color things. And since you obviously can't see it in the workshop, I can tell you right away that those are neutral units with a different color depicting which ones are mountain troops, like we see here, the gray with the white base, as opposed to white on white, which is regular infantry. Um, so another visual aid. It's all about visual aids in this particular version of the game. So I'm trying to psych myself up and just this weekend hunker down and get this game going. If you are interested in playing this game with me on tabletop, please let me know that as well. I would really, really, really love to get a group going. Um, Probably makes more sense to do it on a weekday night, maybe 2 nights a week, say like Tuesday and Thursday or something like that. Whatever nights work and whatever times work. Um, just so that progress can be made. I'm also more than happy to show people how to play this particular version. And I will make a video that goes over why this is different to Risk, which some of you who understand these games will probably laugh at, and also why it is different than the Axis and Allies series that you can also find online, and also the Global War 1939 version. And yes, it is more than just having a fancy map. All right, so this is Panzer Penguin signing out. Hopefully, you guys can leave me some comments and feedback.